What's up, everybody? Citedterror here, and today I'm going to be explaining to you how to get good at MUDAE Episode 1, how to not get shitty characters, or role optimization. So you're going to be optimizing your roles here by watching this little guide I got for you. So, of course, it's going to do that, but that's alright. So, we're going to be going over actual rolling and what you want to focus, what roles you want to do, compared to which roles you do not want to do. Disabling for Game Mode 1 and Game Mode 2. This is a very important part to increase your odds. Starting on a roulette, so just basically how you want to play. Like I'm going to give you a general idea of how you might want to play, how you might not want to play, how to distinguish what's from what roulette. Anti-disabling, which comes from this. So this is just kind of loose end tie up, and wishes, which is just how to get even better odds. So to start, there's 15 different ways to roll on MUDAE. These are all of them. You don't want to do all of them. But the core idea, the core knowledge you need to know is W means waifu or girls, and waifu and husbando is just MUDAE's way of saying their names, or I guess saying their genders. I just call them girls, boys, and M, which I just call MUDAE, which is just boys and girls. Simple. Flag rolling, very simple as well. A, which is manga, so that means it's any character from anime or manga. G is games, so characters from video games. X is both games and manga, so you could get both. So you could get, by doing X, you get the Doomslayer and Satoru Gojo. And B is random, which does a 50-50 between rolling manga or games, but it's pretty much just a salted up version of X, and regardless, you don't want to do those. What you want to do is these three. These four, actually. These four are the only good ways to roll a MUDAE. All these are very unoptimal. You might be asking, why? Why are they so unoptimal compared to HA and HWA and HG and WG? Well, they suck. In Game Mode 2, these are your base odds. And these suck. For Game Mode 2, these suck. These blow. Never do any of these commands. And for Game Mode 1, these are your base odds. Now, with a disable list, yes, they won't be as high. I didn't do a disable list calculation. I do apologize. But at the same time, they're still going to be shit compared to what you can have with this. Look at this. WA, HA, HG, WG, Game Mode. Look at this. Game Mode 2, much better. All under 10,000. All these under 50,000. And this is where the Game Mode 2 people are going to be leaving us for a moment, guys. So, if you want to just get these odds on Game Mode 2, it is the most simple thing ever. Do this command right here. Lim rule 1 space 1 space 1 space. You have to do the spaces. But what this does is it makes it so it does the minimum odds possible. So, it will do these odds by default, and when you get KT and KL, which I will explain in another video, but that just improves this just makes it so it automatically will improve these odds as you go on. Game Mode 1. So goodbye Game Mode 2 players. This is painful. So Game Mode 1, you simply have to use a disable list. I'm going to have two in the description. One is for any manga, so WA and HA. One is for game, so HG and WG. I'll identify them, but as you see, these are the odds you get with the disable list versus without it. You also want to do these commands here. Toggle Western and toggle IRL. These don't have any effect in HG and WG from what I could see. They were pretty much the same when I had them both on and off. The number didn't change whatsoever. But these numbers will change. These two combined for WA and HA is about a 13,000 decrease. And why you want to do these, and again, I didn't include these here because these are for mods only. So if you're the mod of your server, you could do these, get even better odds. Lucky you. I'm not the mod of my server, so I can't. But the table links will be in the description, so copy them. I'll very much label them out. But why you want to do these is because your disable list is capped at 15. So, all these, as you see, they're very big numbers. But since you're doing bundles, that's what they're called. So, indie games covers every indie game. So, if you like an indie game character, I'm going to show you how to not disable them with the anti-disable section. But this basically just enables, there's like hundreds of series in one. Hundreds of series in one. All these are like hundreds of series or a bunch of series all in one big bundle that lets you disable them all within the limits that you get, which is 15. Picking a roulette, it's simple. If you're playing very casually, go HA. If you want Gojo, if you want Luffy, if you want Goku, Naruto, Ichigo, Levi, Yamato, Bongo Cat, Hanji Zoe, any character you want, Sanji, go to HA. If you're playing for just men that you like, I ain't judging. Go HA. I have a server where I only went HA. I scaled a little worse than WA players, but they don't even play, so I scaled better than them in the end. And HG. HG is I like video games, and I like men video game characters, so John Marston, the Doomslayer, Arthur Morgan, Elden Ring. Simple. And it's also kind of faster, but not as fast as WG. Like, you could get, if you're going for like top 100 characters, you're trying to sweat, you can get these characters much better, just because, again, their odds will be significantly lower. Like, again, Goku is a little better to get here than he would be here. Actually, it's about the same. So, you know what? If you're rolling HA and HG, just roll HA. It's better. HG is kind of just worthless, unless there's, like, specific smaller characters that you want. WG, I like video game women, which is basically if you like, I don't know, Genshin Impact, I don't know. Well, I don't know. I guess Gunner games. I think that's what they're called. I don't know, man. Whatever you like. If you like women from video games, roll WG. And it's also better. Again, look at the odds. The odds are half for WG. So if you're going for sweaty, if you're sweating your balls off trying to get the best characters, you can secure these three, which are all very good claims to have from WG much quicker than doing WA. But WA is objectively better. Why, you might ask? Well, if you're in a fresh server, you're trying to try hard, and you want the best claims, you go WA. Out of the top 15 in WA, 14 of them are from WA. Or no, out of the top 15 in the entire MUDAE game, 4 of them are from the 14 are from oh my god. I'm sorry, guys. 14 are from the top 15 in WA. The only one here is, of course, Satoru Gojo, of course. And, of course, you have most Kakura making capabilities very much early, since with keys, your characters will scale up much quicker than any character from HA will. Keys is something, if you're fresh, you don't really have to worry about them until, like, all the good characters are gone. Then come back, and hopefully I'll have my keys video up by then. Anyways, again, 68 of the top 100 are from WA. You want victory, bragging rights, and a lot of trading power. If someone has a character you want, and you know you could get one of these characters, grab them. Because that gives you a lot of leverage, because who wouldn't want the best character in the game? I mean, maybe you don't want it, obviously. But if you understand keys, you understand why you don't want to trade it away, but also why it could be a very valuable bargaining chip if it comes to it. Again, picking Roulette. If you don't know what character Roulette is from, do I am their name. Right here next to the Kakura value, it will tell you the Roulettes. Hasumi Miku will be found in game and Ani manga. And if you're not sure what characters are left from any Roulettes, you could just read these. Top is top 1000, top used, top 1000 unclaimed. G- is Ani manga. So it's not Ani manga only, but that means they have the Ani manga tag. Same for G, it means they have the game tag. And again, these are the commands you'll want to do hyper specifically. Very easy. So again, if you want to do WA, top U, G minus W, and so on. Pause and do whatever. Alright, again, here we go. So, gender, roulettes, you know. Gender, roulettes, you know. Gender, roulettes, you know. Gender, well, Venom's actually specific. Since Venom is actually one of those characters. There's a couple characters like this in the game where they're both game, Ani manga, and both genders. So that means in your prime 4, the 4 roulettes you only want to roll in, you could find Venom in any of them. Now you might be questioning, what's this little no sign for? And what's that TW for? Well, you already did that, actually. You did that to yourself. But so we have to get into anti-disabling so you can learn how to not disable the characters you want. So if you want a character from Genshin Impact, or you just want Hu Tao herself, for example, If you want Genshin Impact characters, you do anti-disable or AD in the series name, as you see in the first screenshot, and it will anti-disable Hu Tao. So that means you can now claim Hu Tao when you roll W or WG, you can get Hu Tao. And again, this applies for any character in the game, except a few. And again, wishing automatically anti-disables them. But here we go for Toggle Western right here. Wishing or anti-disabling the the character or the series he's from will not do it because of Toggle Western. The same thing for Toggle IRL. But they're still good. Now, when you redo the command, it's going to say this, so you'll know they're on. This is by default, so when you do it the first time, you won't get this message. You'll get they're now disabled. Same thing for Toggle IRL. But the odds are still affected. I mean, Toggle IRL is like 1,000 more compared to not having it on. Toggle Western's like 10,000 more. Toggle Western's huge. So, Toggle Western, if you're rolling WA or HA, or even WA and HA, like again, Toggle Western and Toggle IRL, if you're rolling WA or HA, should always be off. Like, you gotta suck it up. These characters, they're not the best. Like, you could go for them after. You could Toggle Western and go roll for them in game. You'll have better odds there. And HG and WG are actually not affected by Toggle Western and Toggle RL, so that's why I say roll games, because you could just turn this off and your odds will still be the odds that were named before. And again, these are the base odds, and these are the odds with the different variations. Anti-disabling, if you want to know your anti-disable list, you do anti-disable list or ADL. To undo your anti-disable list, you do anti-enable all, and this will just remove this all. And unlike disable list, you have a 500 slots, so you could put a lot of characters you want in the anti-disable list. And wishing, finally, wishing a wish list. For one, do the tutorial. Why? Your Star Wish get a 100% bonus from doing the tutorial. Now, the tutorial could be tedious, yes. I'll make a video about it, but like, it's not hard. You pretty much just copy and paste half the commands. Sometimes you have to maybe wait around, but it's not like it's the longest thing. And this is actually my personal one with tutorial, Silver 4 max. So that means I have a wish boost, since you get that from Silver 4. And I have KT per 2, which means that my Star Wish value is a little prompted up compared to others. And again, odds remain the same. Your Star Wish will actually have 2 out of 1 odds. So whatever the odd value is, it's 2 instead of 1. For me, once you have Silver 4, you get this. And your Star Wish odds go up like that. And that's simple. And again, once you do the tutorial once, you never have to do it again. Just do $skip2 in any new server you play in. You'll get all the rewards without any of the hassle you had to do before. So it's a one and done thing. And finally, how you should do your wish list. So I actually did do a T right here, which you could do wishlist T or top T, and this will tell you the type of roles each character could be found in. Now this is a bad wish list because look, they're all in different role types. If I roll WA, I can only get 2 of my wish list. It makes all the other slots just worthless because no matter what, I can't get these characters because they're not a part of my wish list. They're not a part of the roulette. Where again here, optimized here, all 6 of these have WA. So that means when I roll WA, I have a chance to get all of them rather than just 2 or 2 or 2 or 1. So that's just an example of a good or bad wish list. You want them all to be in the same roulette type so you could get them the most optimally. And a bonus command, if you don't know flags or you forget them or you're sticking your head, just do info flags right here. Tells you every flag. It's a big list, but really for what we just explained, you could just focus on this first little paragraph here. That's pretty much everything we just explained. There's a couple down here, like here, type of roles. They're all over. Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter right now for you. Don't worry. It looks complicated, but it's not. And I'll actually be covering it next episode. Maybe. Depends what I want to do next episode. But again, disable list in the video description, and feel free to like while you're down there. Leave a hate comment, leave a love comment, leave a neutral comment, leave a good comment. Whatever floats your boat. If you guys want to hate, hate. Haters gonna hate, man. You can't stop it. But I tried to do this as fast as I can. I hope you guys enjoyed, and that will be all for today. See ya.